You know, it's extremely nice to see. It's extremely nice to see the Toronto Blue Jays involved in a game where you have an over-oriented umpire. That's the case tonight, game 9-15, 9-16, the Cleveland Indians against the Toronto Blue Jays. Cody Anderson for the Indians, Marco Estrada for the Blue Jays, and the umpire situation I talked about earlier in this contest. It'll be Jerry Meals behind the plate, 23 home plate assignments for Jerry Meals, 15 overs. How about 10.2 runs per game scored in Jerry Meals' contest? That's second only to Jim Joyce, who's had 10.6 scored in his games. Both of those guys, Meals and Joyce, have called 62.2% strikes throughout the season. Very low number, makes it difficult on the pitchers to get strikes, makes it much better on the hitters. And I don't know that Toronto needs any extra advantages aside from what they can do offensively on their own. Now, they were tamed last night by Danny Salazar. We talked about that. We'll see how good the Blue Jay offense is. Can top-notch pitching shut down top-notch hitting, as the old adage has said for quite some time, and has been proven time and time again. And certainly last night it was proven once again as Cleveland got that win 4-2, extended their winning streak to 6 games. But tonight, Cody Anderson, in his second start off of the DL, went on the 15-day DL with a muscle strain. And Cody Anderson throwing into this lineup, he's basically a two-pitch pitcher. 90% of the stuff he throws is either fastball or changeup. Mixes in a cutter every now and again, but a two-pitch pitcher and a guy who doesn't throw overly hard, 92 mile an hour average on his fastball. He can run it up there into the high 90s, but Toronto's a nice fastball hitting team. I find this one a little bit tough. There's a good separation between his fastball and changeup, about close to 10 miles per hour. You're looking at about 9.5, a little over 9.5 miles per hour difference in the velocity between the fastball and the change. But Toronto, to me, once they see these two pitches, if they don't get you first time around on the fastball, which they very well could, they'll get you second time around. Cody Anderson, I don't think is long for this game against this particular offense. You take a look at what he's done recently. Now, his first start back off of the DL, like I mentioned, he had a muscle strain injury. He went 4 1/3 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Got a no decision. The team won the game. But in his 4 1/3, he only allowed 2 hits and 2 earned runs. Walked a couple of guys there, so about a base runner per inning, a shade under a base runner per inning. Before he went on the DL, he was starting to get hit pretty hard. His first 3 starts, or excuse me, his first 4 starts for the Cleveland Indians were exceptional. And then things started to get progressively worse. His outings got shorter. The hits and runs he gave up became more and more. Then he hit the DL. I don't know that he's a good matchup for this Toronto lineup. And when you show Jerry Meals as the home plate umpire in this one, I think that bodes very well for Toronto scoring a lot of runs in this game. I'm going to add one thing to that mix because the Cleveland Indians are in pretty tough shape at the end of their bullpen, especially if it comes down to a situation where they need a closer. I would imagine they could try and go to Brian Shaw on back-to-back nights. Maybe they would give it to Zach McAllister, both of those guys available here. But one person they won't be giving it to, I don't think, is Cody Allen off of a 32 pitch effort last night. That seems to be too much. I'm not even sure this gets to the spot where Cleveland needs to be looking for a closer. I think that Cody Anderson, gets hit pretty hard here by the Jays. For Toronto, Marco Estrada is on the hill. He's been sensational for a long stretch now. Over his last 7 starts, Marco Estrada has thrown 40 1/3 innings. Over that 40 1/3, he's only allowed 5 home runs, 1 every 8 innings. He's got a 3.12 ERA. His last outing against the Texas Rangers was 6 innings, only 1 earned run. It ran his string to 4 of his last 5 games, throwing quality starts. Like Estrada a little bit here, but I also like that Cleveland left-handed oriented lineup. They can hit, and I think that this pitcher is one that they can handle. So you get where I'm going with this. I think both of these offenses are going to have success. You have Jerry Meals behind the plate. You're talking about a total that's a little beneath the baseline of 9.5 for Toronto games that we've talked about the last few days. This game's around 9 minus 15. I think it's a very fair price. And I think I'll be involved in playing this one up and over the number. Anderson versus Estrada. I think Anderson exits early here, and Estrada gets hit by the Indians as well. If they get him out, they can get to Toronto's middle relief. We could be talking about a real high-scoring game, but I think this one makes 10 runs, which would be enough to get it up and over the number. 9 still allows us a push. Not really afraid of the 15-cent vig, so I'm going to make a small recommendation here tonight on Cleveland, Toronto, up and over the total.